Hello crafty friends, this is Maria over at She's a Creative Girl. So today I am going to show you how to borrow colors off of your papers, your digital papers especially, and I'll show you how to do it without a digital paper so that you can make custom titles for your project. So in my last video, I showed you how I put that baby book together, and I was able to use my papers from Shabby Art Boutiques, the Craft Room Club, and I was able to customize the titles and made my own words to match the paper line. So I'm gonna show you from scratch how I do that. So I'm starting from here. I went ahead and just kind of left my tablet kind of like a computer so that I can move around a little faster with this mouse, put it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna do it in Silhouette first, and then I'll show you how to do it on the Cricut. But on the Cricut, I'm not gonna use the software that is on my laptop because it's a little slow. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan. I'd rather use the app, so I'll show you how to do that on the app as well. I'll use my iPad for that. So I'm gonna open my Silhouette Studio. Wait for it to load. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow one of the pages. Let me just open the Shabby Art. I'm going to go ahead and hit merge. And I'm going to open up one of the papers that I used for the little book that I made. So I'm gonna go ahead and here. I'm just trying to remember which one I used. Carousel Elements was one of them. So let's just say I'm going to use the pink. I'm going to just use this bow right here and put it on my mat. So there's the bow. So what I did was I made the word kind of like to match the same color of what was in the paper. So let's just pretend that's paper. So here on the Silhouette, if you come over to your panels here on the side, you have these right here, right? So you can click on this one that says open the fill panel. And you see this dropper right here. If you hit the dropper, you can come over here and hit anywhere on your paper, any of the area that you're trying to copy. So let's just say I want that pink right there. I went ahead and copied it there. So there it is. And if you look down here, okay, let me kind of get in really close. You see this code down here, okay? So this generates a hex code. And you know those hex codes are universal, so you'll be able to use that same hex code with any program. You'll get the same color, okay? So if you will note that right now, I can actually just type in that hex code when I get ready to do the one for the Cricut. I can also show you how I look for it. So let me just write it down. Let me just pick a piece of garbage out of my trash can and just write it on that, just so I'll have it in case. So this is pound EEAFB4. Okay, so that's my color. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, it's already chosen. If you look up here, let's see if you can see that. So over here, you can see the color has been chosen already. So what I do is I also use the lines using the same color. So when the Silhouette, once you use a color, it's already there. So I'm going to use that as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to type the word baby. So I'm going to use the font that I have in here called Leaves right there. And then I'm going to come in and just type the word baby. Okay, so I have made the image pink, and I also did the outline of it, the line that is usually surrounding the cut line, in pink as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and weld it. And of course the B, I like to make the B, the first letter, a little bit bigger. So I just make it a little bit bigger and then just kind of move it around, kind of play with where it's at. Right there is good. And then I come back here and I am going to group it all together. Okay, so there's your group button. I hope you saw that. Yep. Okay, so let me scoot this over some. All right. Can you see me? There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take that word baby and I'm going to offset it. I'm going to make a little white cut line around it. So it just depends on how big you want it. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the side panel and I'm going to choose my offset, which is going to be this one right here, the star with the little line around it. And I am going to offset this. Okay, so this has got curves to it. So curves are automatically picked out. And I've got a 0.30 right now, but I think I want it to be like a quarter or an eighth of an inch, which is going to be 0.125. 125. And I'm going to hit apply. And there is the border. Okay, so since I'm going to cut this out, I'm actually going to do like a printing cut. I would print it out with a white border. So I'm going to choose that white offset, and I'm going to change the color to white. Let me find the offset. There it is. And you can see that because over here it is not filled in with a color. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to fill it in with white. There's my white. Okay, so now I have the word baby and I have it outlined in white. Because I'm going to do a printing cut, it'll actually print it this way. Okay, now I also don't want the red line to print red. So I'm going to change the red line, which is the cut line, to white. And now I have a nice little title there. I'm going to take both of these and I am going to go ahead and group them together. So now hopefully you'll be able to see this on a dark background. You see that? So now I have the perfect little title or word for the paper that I'm using. Okay, so this works with anything. If you were to use any paper line that you have, so I'm gonna show you what I do. So I'm gonna be making a junk journal and I'm going to be using the Cherry Sweet by Prima by Frank Garcia. I'm gonna be doing a junk journal, so I may want to do that. Mix my own titles for the journal that I'm making. So I don't have a picture in my computer of Cherry Sweet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the internet and I'm just going to search for it. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to Google, or I can just go to Frank Garcia's website. I'm going to Google Cherry Sweet by Frank Garcia. And you're going to get some images. Okay, so I'm just going to pick anything. So here is the collection on his website. So I'm just going to go in here. Looks like that's all the paper we have is this. So let's just say that I want to borrow one of these pinks or one of these reds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to save this to save image as, and save that to my computer if it lets me. Okay, not going to let me, so I'm going to copy the image and I'm going to paste it onto my silhouette. There it is. I'm going to close that. So it's here, so I can either copy the green or one of these red colors in here. So let me see if I want to do that red color. Then all I have to do is hit my little dropper thing here on the side and pick my color picker and pick up that red. It's really hard for me to see, y'all. I'm too far away from the screen with my eyeballs. So there it is. Okay, so now I have the color red that is inside that cherry. Okay, so let me just type anything. So I'm going to come over here and just type hello. And it comes out in that color. Okay, so let's say I want to use this green. Well, I'm going to go back and do the same thing to pick up the green. And then I can type something. Hello. Okay, so now that's green. Oh, did I even hit anything? There it is. Oh, I picked up a shape. So there it is. It's green. Okay. So what I'm saying is you can do this with any line that you have. As long as the line is not discontinued, you can still borrow the colors just by borrowing the image. And of course, you know, you can't print this out like that because it's not yours, right? Okay. So there is that. So I'm going to, oops, I'm still in my oval. I am in the oval tool. That's the reason why I'm getting all these ovals. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the concept. Okay, so now let's do this on the Cricut. So on the Cricut, I'm going to use the app. Let me close this up. Put that over. So I'm in the Cricut app, and I'm going to go to a canvas. Blank canvas. Okay, replace. Okay, so I'm going to close that. It's not going to allow me to do what I did with Silhouette where I put it on my mat, okay? I'm actually going to have to do a different thing because the Cricut doesn't have that color picker. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to search for a color picker online, okay? So I actually did find one. This is, that's not it. imagecolorpicker.com. It's free to use. Okay, so color picker from an image, free HEX RGB, and I think the other one is some RSL or something like that, HSL or RGB, I don't remember. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Free color picker, extract colors from any image instantly. So I'm going to use my image right here. I'm going to go to use your own image, and I'm going to upload my image. I'm going to browse and drop. I'm going to do it from my photo library. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow a piece of paper, something off of here that I've already got. So I'm just going to say, let's pick out this pattern right here since I already have it on my computer. Okay, there's my image. This is actually some fabric that I purchased that I'm working on a quilt. I'm making an infusion quilt. Yes, another project, of course. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here. Oops, ads. That's why it was free. Use your image. Oops, I did that. All right, so here are the colors on my image. Okay, so if I hover over here, I can actually start picking up colors by going through here and seeing which one I want. So I kind of like that dark pink one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. So I like these right there. Okay, so there it is. I just picked that one. Okay, so if you look over here on the right hand side, you're going to see the hex number. So what you need to do is you need to write that hex number down. Okay, so now I have two. This is the one that I did last time, and now I'm going to have this one because this is a fresh image that I'm going to show you from, is F2747F. I can copy it. Hello. Okay, copy. Okay, it's not letting me do it. It did earlier, but anyway, that's what happens when you get free stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go to my Cricut software. And I am going to just put something on the mat. Let me do some words. I'm going to add text. And then I am going to type in the word baby. Let me see. And I'm going to pick my font, and I don't think I have that pretty font that I had on this one, so I'm just gonna pick one, any one. I'm just gonna pick, use that one. Okay, so now I want to change the color. Okay, so there's the color button down here. I'm going to change that to color, and it's not here. I don't see it. So what you need to do is come down here and type in your number. So it's going to be F2747F. And there it picked the color. Oops, I just moved it. Did you see that? My bad. Okay, let me type it again. F2747F. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to press apply, and now it has changed the letters to what I wanted. Okay, so there's the word baby, and what I'm going to do next is I am going to style. I'm going to offset it first. Maybe if I use my finger. 0.125, something close. There it is. I'm not going to mess with it anymore, but my point is that is what I'm talking about. Then of course you can change the color of the background to white if you want to. Okay, let me go back to my layers and find out what's going on. I'm gonna hit that layer. I'm going to go back to color. I'm going to click on the white and I'm going to press apply. There it is. Okay. So there it is. And now if you also wanted to do a print and cut, you can flatten all that. And now when you go to make it, it's going to let me see, don't save. It's going to actually have white around the word. And that's how you will make your titles, custom titles, using the color off of your paper. I hope that you found that enjoyable. I hope that it was informative. And I hope to see you on my next video. Okay? Happy crafting. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Love you. Bye.